And when I was in Japan, there was a lot of things I was not expecting. This was one of them, and we're gonna build it in this week's video, guys!
Hey guys, Stormtrooper1 here!
Hiya guys, welcome to the channel, and welcome to my latest unboxing build video here on the YouTube channel. And in this week's video, we are building Cutman, one of the robot masters from Megaman 2 on the Nintendo Entertainment System. And yeah, I just found this while I was in in their store at the Tokyo Skytree. So it was amazing just to go to an official store and pick up an official nanoblock set like this one. And I did do some research, and there was a Megaman set, but unfortunately it is not in circulation anymore. But in this week's video, we're going to be building Cutman. So it would be great to actually one day find a Megaman set. Who knows, if I ever move to Japan, I might get myself some more. And we got a nice little plastic base for this. Don't know where that would go. Find out, looks like it is for Cutman himself. Very interesting, very, very interesting. So, I'm gonna go get myself together and sort out these 5 bags of nanoblock sets. See you guys in a second. Before I begin, I just want to let you guys know that I publish content throughout the week, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified on all my latest content. All the parts are now sorted for this Cutman Nanoblock build, and yep, as you can probably tell by the box here, that it is a 2-model kit. We've got Cutman here, and we've also got the Bumby Heli right here at the bottom here, so we're going to be building both of these models in this week's video. So let's start with the pieces first. We've got some blue 1x1s here. We've also got some 1x4s, 1x3s, and 2x4s. Those are going to be for the Bumby Heli later on in the video. For the reds, there's going to be a lot of them because Cutman is basically a red robot master. We have some 1x4s, 1x3s, 1x2s, and 1x1s here. Then we've got some 2x2s and 2x4s in the same color. Moving on to the whites, we have some 1x1s here, 1x2s, 1x3s, and 1x4s right here. Then we have some 2x4s and 2x2s in white here. Then for the black, we've got some 1x3s, 1x2s, and 1x1s here. And we've got some grey 1x4s here. We've got 2 of these in the box. I believe we're only going to be needing 1 of these. We also have some 1x3s and 1x2s and 1x1s in grey as well. We also have some see-through parts as well. We've got a couple of 1x4s and some 1x1s here. And the purpose of those parts are going to become clear in later on in the video. So, with that now said and done, we're going to get started on this assembly, which is, we're going to start with the body of Cutman, first and foremost, and then we can work on the head of Cutman as we work on it. Then once we've done with the body and the arms and the head, we can then move on to the legs and then the Bumby Heli. So, I'm going to get the pieces needed for part 1. For part 1 of the Cutman body build, we have 3 2x4s, we need 2 1x4s of red here. We also have a white 1x2 and 3 1x4s. So, with those pieces now introduced, I'm going to get started on the build. Part 1 of the build is completed, and it was really easy, although it does look a little bit difficult to at first, but once you get a basis of the layout for this model, you should be okay with this. So I began with the red 2x4 and a 1x4 both in a horizontal position, where on the the left here is the 2x4. The left here is 2x4, and then on the right is the 1x4. Then I placed the other two 2x4s on top in vertical positions, where the majority of the pegs are all covering over this first layer of the build here, but the odd pegs are about at least one away to the right. So it should look like this. Then there wasn't really much to put on top of the 1x4 here. So what I did was I went up another layer and went with the white 1x4s here, here, and here before I went and placed the red 1x4 underneath it. Then once the red 1x4 was attached to the build, I then grabbed the white 1x2 here to put it on top of the build. So that is it for the first part of Cutman's chest. I now need to gather all the pieces needed for step 2 of the build. So the pieces that we're going to need for part 2 of the body build is 2 white 2x4s here, 2 1x1s, and 3 1x4s. And with that, I'm now ready to build. Step 2 of the body build is now completed, and it's another easy one, this one. So I began with the 2 white 2x4s, like I did on the second layer right here, in vertical position, so that they are, well, covering most of the body. Then I placed a white 1x4 right here in a horizontal line, so that it is aligned with the red 1x4 here on the model. Then at the top here, we've got 2 white 1x4s, one here and one here. And then at the end of each one of those is a 1x1 here and here. So that is it for the the second step of the build. It's now time to get the pieces ready for the third step. So for step 3, it's going to be Cutman's arms, and we've got 4 white 2x4s here, 5 2x2s in reds, and 2 1x2s in red as well. So for the right arm of Cutman, what we gotta do is start off with these 2 white 2x4s, and then place one on top of the other where it's at least one peg away from each other. And we might as well do the same for the other. There we go. Then for the right arm, we just put 2 red 2x2s on top of each other, like so, and then a third one underneath where it's at least one peg away. So it looks like this. Then we attach it onto here as such. Then for the left arm, we just grab 2 more red 2x2s and 1x2s and place the 1x2s on one row of the 2x2s. Doesn't matter which side, as long as it's placed onto the brick. And then the left arm should look like this, and then we're ready to attach onto the model like so, making sure that there is at least a little 1x2 white gap away in the middle right there. So it should look like this. Step, 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 step. All sorted. And with step 3 over and done with, I'm now going to move on to step 4. Step 4 of the build, we've got all the pieces that we need. So we've got 2 2x4s here in red. We've also got a 2x2 here, 4 1x2s, a single 1x4, and a 1x3 in red right here. So those are the 5 red bricks that we'll need. Well, all their shapes. For the whites, we've got a 2 1x4s here, 2 1x1s, and a 1x3. And then finally, we've got some black to add to the model. We've got 2 1x2s here. So with the bricks all gathered together, we're now going to move on to assembling the model. We've actually done a lot in step 4 of the build, and I'll try my best to explain what I've done. So with the white bricks, I began with the 1x4 here and the 1x1 so that they are connected to make sure that nothing comes loose, even as the model is moved around. And the same again with the back here. Now, on the second row, right in front of that white 1x4 is the white 1x3, where if you remember from the previous step, there was a little gap that was at least 2x3 wide in a vertical position, we've used that white 1x3 to fill in the gap to help us stabilize the foundations for the next layer, where it is on this one right here. It is the red 2x4 here, then the 1x4 on the left, kind of like the opposite of what we did when we first started the build. Then on the left and the right side is a red 1x2, where it's right in the middle of the 1x4 and the 2x4 that we did for that layer. Then here at the top, it is a red 2x4, and then a 2x2 here. And then I went to the right and placed both red 1x3s here, so that they're aligned with each other. Following up on that, it is a black 1x2 here and here at the front, followed by two red 1x2s at the back. So that is it for step 4. We're now going to move on to step 5, where it looks like we're building more of the head of Cutman. Okay, so we've got a lot of pieces in this step. So we've got 4 2x4 reds here, and sticking with that color, we've got 3 1x4s, 5 1x3s here, and 5 1x2s. Then for the white bricks, we've got a 2x4 here and 2 2x2s, followed by a black 1x2 and a 1x3 here. So for the before I actually carry on with the build, I might as well just show you something that has to be done for this model. We need to grab a red 1x2 and a 2x4, and then we put the 1x2 underneath the 2x4 where it's at least one row away from the left, on the left side, on one side, and then the other on the right. So it should look like this. If you want a little tip, a quick and easy way to do this is to kind of do it like this, so that way it's nice and lined. And then for each one of those, we just put in the middle of each step. So it should look like this. And with that, I'm ready to carry on with the build. Step 5 of the build is now over and done with, and it was a little tricky near the end, but I managed to get it done nice and securely. So let me start off with the layer that we started off from the 2x4s that we did. I began with the red 1x3 here and a 1x4 here at the back, so then I could bring forward a black 1x2 here and a 1x3 right here. So that is it for those bricks. Then at the back, it's kind of the same. It's a 1x4 here, where my stylus is pointing to, and a 1x3 right here, followed by a 1x3 here and a 1x2 here on the back of the head. Then at the top, I began with the red 1x2 here, so that's kind of like the foundation brick of the model, which is perfect if you want to go around. Then I grabbed the 2 white 2x2s, one here and one here, so that kind of forms the eyes. Then I grabbed the white 2x4 and placed it in a vertical position and placed it on the right hand side of the 2x2 here at the front. So it should look like this. Then in the front is a red 1x2 for the head, and again it's in a vertical position, and it's right in the middle of the 2x4 that we placed earlier. Then right behind it is a red 1x3 here also in a vertical position, but the majority of the pegs kind of tends to be more to the left of this build. Then right to the left of that those 2 bricks is another red 2x4 where again it's in a vertical position. Then left again here, it is a red 2x4 in a horizontal position to help form more of Cutman's head. Then at the back here, we've got a red 1x4 and a 1x3 here. So that pretty much forms the head of Cutman. And with that, we now need to gather all the bricks that we'll need for step 6 of the build. So we've got the pieces needed for step 6 of the build. We've got 5 black 1x2s here. We've got 3 white 2x2s, 3 1x2s, and 2 1x4s here. I've then got 3 red 1x1s, 5 red 1x4s, a 1x3, a 2x2, and 6 1x2s. So with that introduced, we're now going to get started on the build phase. So we're now done with step 6 of the build, and I'll try my best to get through this as I can. So with this layer here, I began with the black 1x2s and basically lined it up so that it's in line with the white 2x2s that we did in the previous step. And then it's another one here. Then in between those two black 1x2s is a red 1x2 here. And of course there's also one here at the top, same again with the top layer. Then at the back on this side here is two, and this side here is two white 1x4s, kind of like a mirror build if you would. But this one is a little bit different because, well, it's a it's a pixel character anyway. So next up, I stuck to the right and placed a red 1x2 right here at the back, and then went into the middle right here where there is a red 1x2, where if you could probably see it right there where my stylus pen is pointing to. It's right there. Then at the left side here is a red 1x4, sorry, 1x2. Then a white 2x2 here, and on the side here, on the inside, right here, is another red 2x2, followed by a red 1x4 right here at the back. Of course, another white 2x2 right here on the other side of the head of Cutman. Then at the top here, we've already introduced these bricks. I placed two white 1x2s, one here and one here in the horizontal position, so that it kind of heads backwards into the model. And then we've got a red 1x2 both here and here again in the horizontal position. Then on the right here is a black 1x2 and a white 1x2, again both in horizontal positions, where it's kind of aligned right here, so that it forms the sort of Cutman's head. Then here it is two red 1x4s, kind of like a red 1x8 if you will, and on the inside, right underneath, like I said, there is a red 1x2 to help support these two bricks here. Then I placed a white 2x2 right here to be in line with the 2x2 that we did in the previous layer. Then I placed a red 1x1 directly on right next to the 2x2 here, and over the far left side of this red 1x4 right here. Then at the back I placed a red 1x3 and a 1x4, so it kind of like forms like a red 1x7, if you will. And it is aligned in a vertical position to help form Cutman's head. Then right here is another red 1x2, so that it helps fill up the hole for the head. So with step 6 now completed, I'm now going to grab the pieces needed for step 7 of the build. So I've now gathered all the pieces needed for step 7 of the build. We've got two black 1x2s here. I also have a red 1x2 here, and 4 red 1x4s followed by 3 1x1s here, 4 1x3s, and 4 2x4s here. Then I've got a white 2x2 here, and 2 1x4s here. So, as I'm getting to work on this step of the model, I'm going to leave you with this short little message right here. Do you like what you see on the screen? The link to the video will be down in the description below, so you can check it out for yourself. But for now, we're going back to the build. And don't forget guys, you can always catch me on Twitch, Kick, or Facebook Games at 11 AM United Kingdom time for some great geeky gaming goodies. Streaming of Pokemon, Final Fantasy, and Legend of Zelda. But right now, we're sticking with Mega Man, and in this build, it's nearly done. For step 7, I have done, well, for this layer, I began with the black 1x2 so that we can finish off Cutman's eyes. Then, to help make sure that he had that angry look here, I placed two white 1x4s, one here and one here, in a horizontal position so that from the front to the back, it's more structurally stable, especially for this layer right here. Then I stuck with staying in the back, of course, there is the red 1x1 here at the front to help fill up the gap. At the back here, I placed a red 2x4 in a vertical position to help keep the head structurally stable. Then another red 2x4, this time in a horizontal position, so that everything is nice and structurally aligned. Then I grabbed a white 2x2 right here, and place it over the black 1x2, so that it helps make sure that this part right here on the right side of the model doesn't shake up so much. Then I grabbed a red 1x4 and placed it right here where the stylus is, and put it in a horizontal position. Then a red 1x3, so that it's also in line with the 1x4 that we did, and to help form the round head for Cutman. Now this next layer was a little bit tricky to follow, but once I looked a little bit further, I understood why they said use this brick first. And the brick that they wanted me to use first is the red 1x4, and I place it in a vertical position right here at the back of the head. I believe it's to help make sure that there's, to keep structural integrity for the model, because otherwise if you were to put any of the bricks here at the front first, you could potentially put the brick inside the head of the model, and you'd have to start all over again, and it would have been a hassle just to get the brick out. So I began with the 1x4 here at the back, then the two red 1x3s here, both in a vertical position, where it kind of forms a 1x6 right here. Then here on the right is a red 2x4, also in a vertical position. And then on the left side of that 2x4 at the top row is a 1x4 here. Then another 2x4, where it kind of forms a 3x4 in a vertical position to help form more of Cutman's head. Then we got another red 1x3 right here to finish it off. And for the front, we've got a red 1x4 and a little 1x1 right there. So that is it for step 7. I now need to get the parts for step 8, where it looks like we're going to be finishing off the head and, of course, creating that scissor prop that he's known for. I've now got the pieces needed for step 8 of the build, and for the head we've got 2 red 2x4s right here, and 4 1x2s. We've also got a little white 1x3 right here, and for the scissor part we've got a grey 1x4, 6 1x3s, 4 1x2s, and 2 1x1s. So I'm going to start off with the head part of the build first, and I'm going to show you what you have to do for the scissor part next. So for the head, we just grab the 2x4s, and then place one in front of the other like this. Then the red 1x2s here and here. There we go. Then we grab the white 1x3. Actually, the first thing we should do is the red 1x2, so that it's one here. Then we can grab the white 1x3, put it there, and then the red 1x2, and there we go. We've done the head for Cutman, but we've still got the scissors to do, so I'm going to get to work on that. Before I do the full assembly of attaching the scissors onto Cutman's head, I thought it would be a great idea to show you what you had to do first. So the first brick that you would need to build the scissors is the grey 1x4 here, and then you could do this separately for both sides. And this is what I did, which is a great method. I began with the three grey 1x3s, and then I placed each one on top of each other, kind of like a stair motion. So it should look like this. So one here, and one here. Then on the end here, the 2 pegs on the right or the left, depending on what side you're doing, I stacked 2 grey 1x2s on top of each other and placed them on top of the 1x3 here. And then a little grey 1x1 right here at the end of each of the scissors. And once you've done with those, you can then attach them onto the model like so. And voila! We've got ourselves a pair of scissors for Cutman. And before we attach it onto the model, what I'm going to do is show you what we can do with the clear bricks, some of them. So I've got a clear see-through 1x4 here, and 4 1x1s right here. So I start off by placing the 1x1s on top of each other, one at a time. Like one here. And then another one here. There we go. And third one here. Sorry, the fourth one. Then place this stack on this part here. And then we can attach these scissors onto the model as if Cutman was making an attack with it. There we go. Just make sure that it's slightly off the peg, and so that it gives that illusion that the weapon is being thrown. And then we can attach this onto the head of the model. And for that, it looks like, there we go. It's right in the middle. Just sometimes the best way to tell if this is in the middle of the white brick is, luckily, with the lines here from the gaps of the 1x3s. So, in our case, it is. And with that, we just need to do the legs of Cutman. For the feet assembly for Cutman, the bricks that we're going to need are 2 red 2x4s, 2 2x2s, and a 1x2 in red. We've also got 3 white 1x2s and 2 2x2s right here. We even have the clear see-through 10x10 stand right here. So, I'm going to get to work on this right now. And we're pretty much done with the build. So, I began with the red 2x4s, was both in a vertical position, and I had to make sure that they were at least, well, I started off with the left side and made sure that this 2x4 right here is one peg off the 10x10 stand that we've got. And of course, it's at least 5 pegs backwards. So it's kind of like 3 here at the back row only. And once that was done, I then grabbed the other 2x4 and placed it fully on the other side, where it's not one peg away from the stand, but completely inside. But there is at least a 3 peg gap difference for the feet. Then on the left foot, we have a red 2x2 right here, wholly on the 2x4. And then to its right is a red 1x2 here, in a horizontal position. Then on the right foot, it is a 2x2 red again. And this time, it's not a red 1x2, it's a white 1x2 right here, for the leg. Then on top of each one of those is another white, 2 white 1x2s, one here and one here. And then 2 white 1x1s here and here, so that it's aligned with the 1x2s that we did on the first layer. Then we can attach the legs onto the body of Cutman, so it should look something like this. Beautiful. He's now assembled. The next model that we have to do for the box is the Bumby Heli. For part 1 of the Bumby Heli build, we have 2 blue 2x4s here and a 1x4 right here. Then I've got a white 1x3, 1x4, 2 1x2s, and 6 1x1s. Then for the blacks, we've got 3 1x3s, 2 1x2s, and 8 1x1s right here. So it's going to be a very interesting build, to say the least, and I'm going to get started with with it right now. Part 1 of the Bumby Heli build is completed, and it does look a little bit intimidating at first, but don't worry, just relax, and you'll be fine. So I began with the white 1x4 right here, and then a 1x3. Then right behind it is a row of black 1x3s, where 2 is positioned at both ends of the white 1x4s and 1x3, and in the middle on this of those two is a black 1x3 right here. Then at the back is two white and black 1x2s, where they're kind of positioned like the stripes of a referee's shirt. And right here at the front, again, two black and two white, three black and two white 1x1. So it's kind of almost definitely like a zebra pattern right here. Then at the top right here, it will look a little bit unstable, but hopefully in part 2, we will stabilize it. We got a blue 2x4 right here, and kind of almost like a 4x4, if you will. And they are in horizontal position so that they are connecting everything together from the first layer of the Bumby Heli build. Then we've got a blue 1x4 right here. And then on the sides, we've got a white 1x1 here, then a black 1x1, then a black, white, black, white, black, and again, white and black right here. So it does kind of resemble as zebra pattern or zebra crossing, referee's shirt, however you want to describe it. And that is what it looks like. So that is it for step 1 of the build. I just need to get all the parts needed for step 2. For step 2 of the build, we've got 4 blue 1x3s here. Let me just swap that over. That was the wrong brick. There it is. Here's the right one. So we got 4 1x4s here, a 2x4 here, 2 white 1x2s. We've also got 2 black 2x2s here, and we got 4 white 1x1s here. So before I move on, go to do the build, I just need to show you a quick thing that we have to do. For when we have to do this twice, we grab 2 of the white 1x1s, and then attach them one on top of the other, and then put them on the end, doesn't matter which end, of a blue 1x3 like so. So we can then attach it onto the model here, and then again on the other side, which will be like this. There we go. So that is it for the for what you have to do. I'm now going to get to work on the full build now. So part 2 is now over and done with, and what I did after I've done the steps that we did early, not too long ago, here and here, I grabbed the white 1x2 and placed it in a horizontal position closer to the 1x3 here, and then I went from the left to the right. I grabbed a black 1x2 here, then a blue 1x3 also in horizontal position, then another white 1x2 and a black 1x2 here, so it looks like this here at the top. Then I grabbed a blue 1x3 so that it's in line with the first white 1x2 that we did for the build. Then at the back is the blue 2x4 in a vertical position so that it helps stabilize the model, which I'm glad it did. And of course, curves the back of the enemy as well. So that is it for step 2. I now need to get what we need for step 3. Okay, so for the pieces that we're going to need for step 3 of the build, we have a blue 2x4, 3 1x3s, 4 1x4s, and 3 1x1s here. We even have 2 little white 1x2s right here. So that's what we're going to need for step 3. I'm now going to get to work on it. Step 3 of the build is now completed, and we begin with the white 1x2s here. They are in a vertical position so that they are covering the previous layer right here at the front. Then in between those 2 white bricks is a blue 1x1 right here. Then to the back on the far right here is a blue 1x4, followed by another 1x1 right here at on the left side of the build. Then on this brick here, it is the blue 1x3, which then extends all the way over there with the blue 1x4, where it's kind of like a 1x7, if you will. Then at the back here on the left, it is a blue 1x4, then a blue 1x1 right here. Then we've got a blue 1x3 right here at the back of the model. Then here at the top, it's just a blue 2x4 and a 1x3 right here. We've also got a blue 1x4 right here to help round things out. So with that now done, we just need the final pieces of the build in step 4. Okay, for the final step, we need a blue 1x3 where my finger is. We've got 3 blue 1x1s. And for the black, we've got 2 1x1s and a 1x2. Then we've got 2 white 1x2s, 3 white 1x1s, and a white 1x3 right here. So, it's time to get building. We're done with the final assembly of the model, so I began with the blue 1x3 right here where my stylus is, and it's in a horizontal position so that it helps get ready for this right here. And on the middle, on the left and the right side of that 1x3 are 2 blue 1x1s here and here. Then in the very middle, on top of the blue 1x3 is a white 1x1, followed by a blue 1x1 right here, and a white 1x3 right here, so it is kind of angled, which is exactly what you want for this model, which is absolutely perfect. And we've also got the bricks here at the bottom. So I started off with the black 1x2 right here in the horizontal position, so that it's linked from the front here to the back. Then to the left and the right, it's kind of like in a mirror builder, if you will, there are 2 white 1x2s here and here, also, both in vertical position. Then at the front of those is a black 1x1 here and here. And then finally a white 1x1 here and here. And that is it. That is the Bumby Heli enemy completed. Did you like my little unboxing video? If you did, why not check out my other content right here? I have a nice little video for a Nanoblock set from a video game series, or I have a playlist right here for all of my past builds. And if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can help the channel grow, and ring the bell to get notified on my latest videos. Happy gaming, guys, and I'll see you at the next unboxing build.